What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Ice, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. You become a prize whenever great betting content is going live here to our little neck of the YouTube woods. I'm dead inside. I'm very upset. Nothing is good in my life. We have Ryan Arcidiacono starting a basketball game for the Portland Trail Blazers. Damian Lillard shooting music videos on a plane. I don't know anything about that, but I just know he's not playing basketball tonight. Jeremy Grant isn't playing basketball. We had Nikola Jokic put up a triple-double at nearly plus 200, and I didn't bet it. Ended up on Cleveland. They lose to Denver. I end up on whatever else. Bojan gets 3 rebounds, only plays 29 minutes. What are we doing, Dwayne Casey? In a competitive game that should have gone to overtime? 5 more minutes for Bojan to maybe secure a board? That would be nifty. Other than that, I'm having a great night. Hope you are too. Check out DraftKings, everybody. You sign up in the video description box below. And if you haven't signed up yet, this is a great opportunity because you just bet $5 on the money line of any sport. And if that bet ends up being a winner, you get yourself $150 in bonus bets. I'm going to take you to the college basketball streets per usual. Help hook you up there. We went to Oral Roberts against South Dakota yesterday. We're going to be doing something similar. Again, just massive favorites in college basketball. Far less likely that they end up blowing it for it like every bet in the morning. But you know what? Morning, afternoon session. You know what I mean. I am looking at the evening. Hopefully we can get a little bit of that back here. Maybe Jordan Poole can find a double-double, or Kevon Looney double-double. Ended up with tiny, tiny little sprinkles on both of those on the betting card, which you can also find in the video description box below. Check out that premium Discord. Good stuff. Maybe just not on Thursday, but we continue on. I'm not a quitter. We continue on, but please quit if you have a gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, y'all. It is time to get back on board here for Friday. Let's get to the picks. We begin our quest. What is your quest? If you get that reference, you're my favorite. Seek the Holy Grail. Well, I guess I kind of gave it away there. Knicks, Wizards, looking forward to this one, but we do have some pending news. Bradley Beal is questionable. Mitchell Robinson is questionable. So those are one piece of news on both sides that is pretty massive. Mitchell Robinson, huge defensive piece here for the Knicks. We've got Washington, Bradley Beal. He scores the basketball pretty well. So let's pay attention to both of those things. But all other things being equal, I do think we still can ride our guy, Jalen Brunson. And this seems weird to recommend a minus 190 type favorite here, but over 1.5 threes has been a print fest here of late. It's a sheer volume type play. The usage is way up. He's attempted 6, 9, 5, 4, 6. I mean, we're just looking for 2 buckets here from our guy in conjunction with the Knicks money line. Yes, they're plus 114 there. And I think if Bradley Beal sits, that's a much bigger deal than having Mitchell Robinson sit. So just throwing it out there, be paying attention to that news. Maybe they play it easy there. It's kind of weird coming off of an all-star break that they would give Bradley Beal a night off here, but I don't know. Seems like that's a possibility. So I'm going to be combining my minus 190 favorite here, big one with Brunson, with a parlay. I don't do this often, people, but New York Knicks money line. Think there's some value sitting there for us as well. Next up, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers on a back-to-back, so be paying attention to that news. Ricky Rubio will be playing basketball. They were saving him for one end of the back-to-back. They ended up losing to Denver. Nikola Jokic is pretty good at basketball, but they're going into Atlanta here, and Atlanta firing Nate McMillan, starting from scratch. John Collins ruled out. That's the only piece of news that's on their side, but Cleveland could see somebody resting. So it's a little bit strange for me to kind of go this direction and like something, but I do think getting plus money on Cleveland, if they end up playing everybody else on this back-to-back, how do we not still just trust that? Evan Mobley looked awesome. Jared Allen, again, going up against this front court, no John Collins, even though he's been a disappointing NBA player since their great run of 2020, feel pretty confident, or I guess it's 2020, 2021. You know what I'm talking about. The Eastern Conference run that the Hawks went on. Been 2 kind of dead years here for them, and maybe Nate McMillan, maybe the firing gets them back on track, but I don't know. I think Cleveland's a way better basketball team, first in defensive efficiency. We talk about that all the time on this program. Think I'm going to be betting this money line just a little bit leading into tomorrow, but I want to pay attention to that news because if somebody gets ruled out from the clouds, not as enthusiastic, but getting plus money, tiny play, Cleveland money line. In what could probably be called the main event of Friday, we have the Miami Heat facing the Milwaukee Bucks, but of course, the massive piece of news here, Giannis Antetokounmpo not going to be playing basketball. He is doubtful here in this one. Pat Connaughton, I was going to make a Pat Connaughton joke there, and I kind of like hit eject on it. He's doubtful as well. Just looking at the injury report, it's great stuff. But the Miami side, Tyler Hero, he is probable, going to be firing it up. This is a perfectly healthy team with the omission of Kyle Lowry, who hasn't been that good at the game of basketball this season. So it doesn't really matter for me, doesn't really move the needle. I'm feeling pretty darn good about this one. It is not betting anything. How about that for an answer? Look at me go. Caution is the better part of valor, or Shakespeare said something like that. Either way, not a very enthusiastic game because the books were able to adjust. Yeah, we're going to be able to get Chris Middleton out there. We're going to be getting some interesting pieces. Bobby Portis back in the mix. Hey, Bobby Poa hasn't played since the 23rd of January. I'm excited to see him on the floor, and Jay Crowder making his debut, but that kind of leads me to this play. I'm thinking about Jimmy Butler under 5.5 assists. You get Tyler Hero. Bam Adebayo, been a serviceable passing big, even though with Kyle Lowry in this lineup from time to time, has taken some of that assist rate away. I think Bam Adebayo might be a positive play here, but Jimmy Butler under 5.5 assists with Jay Crowder, Drew Holiday out there on the perimeter and switch defense. I'm just excited to see Jay Crowder play basketball again because it's been a hot second, making his season and Bucks debut at the same time. Jimmy Butler under 5.5 assists, kind of a revenge spot, kind of. Nah, he went to Phoenix and he was fine. Now to my main event. I'm not in the mood for singing. We have the Charlotte Hornets facing the Minnesota Timberwolves, my Minnesota Timberwolves, and everybody on both sides of the ball completely healthy, of course, besides Cat, but Terry Rozier back in the mix. Kelly Oubre back in the mix. Yeah, they shipped out Mason Plumlee. He's a serviceable big, but either way, perfectly efficient over here on the left side of your screen. But there are two gigantic plays that I'm paying attention to here, and this is just kind of a minutes thing that I don't think is currently being properly accounted for. Mike Conley, the trade from the Utah Jazz, I think it's going to work out really, really well here for Rudy Gobert and such, and he hasn't really been out there trying to find his own bucket in the early going of his Minnesota tenure. But you know what fixes that? A date with Charlotte, because they are very, very terrible at the defense. I don't know why I said it like that. That was really annoying. But Kyle Anderson as well. His points prop sitting a little bit too low as well. This combination of Jaden McDaniels and Kyle Anderson, they're going to be playing a lot of minutes for the Timberwolves going forward. And we're starting to see Kyle Anderson play 31-24, playing some upper minutes there where you could see him get enough usage just with the absence of D'Angelo Russell there to make up the gap. And that leads me to a single game parlay. I like, what am I doing? Two parlays on the same card? I'm out of my mind. Mike Conley over 11.5 plus Kyle Anderson over 11.5. Look at that. Producer Alicia was on cue. We're ready to rock. Lock it in. Single game parlay. Conley, Anderson, Charlotte matchup. Looks tasty to me. If you have not signed up for DraftKings.com yet, this is your opportunity. Check out James Madison University playing basketball against Georgia State, and they were founded in 1938 at the behest of Mr. President James Madison. In his honor, I've got spirit. Yes, I do. I've got spirit. How about you? Oh, hey, everybody. If you haven't signed up for DraftKings, this is a great opportunity to bet $5 on James Madison University. Now, I didn't know where James Madison University was, so Harrisonburg, Virginia, they've got purple. Is it a purple? Yeah, it's purple. Looks lovely. It's a nice uniform. Very, very upstanding. College was founded in 1938 in honor of James Madison, former President James Madison. Anybody care? No? Well, care about $150 and start caring about your country. But either way, bet $5, get $150 right now, taking James Madison to absolutely murder up on Georgia State. 13.5 point spread, but don't bet the spread. Bet the money line. That's what you want. $5 on that. You're going to get yourself $150 when they just go out and they defend the honor of former president, dead president, James Madison. Check it out. That's good stuff over at DraftKings. Sign up for that in the video description box below. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, back to the picks. We're at the halfway point. Hit that like button as we get to another lock. Oh, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Whoa, whoa. Your love is a heartbreaker. I like Weezer. Nets, Bulls. I also like breaking down basketball, so let's do that instead. did you know the Nets did some really cool stuff? And I get it. You lose Kyrie Irving, you lose James Harden, you lose everybody. Kevin Durant, my God, he's an absolute god. If you're the Suns, you make that trade 100 out of 100 times. But the Nets got some things back in return, specifically in the wing department. They have all of the wings. They're basically Buffalo Wild Wings. That's another bad joke. But either way, look at it. Mikal Bridges, who decided to put up, what, a 45 ball right before the break against Miami? Kind of impressive. You got Spencer Dinwiddie. He's a guard, but that doesn't really go with my narrative. Cam Johnson, obviously, out there on the outside. Ben Simmons is going to be questionable for this one. He's playing very limited minutes, so that almost doesn't matter. But then Dorian Finney-Smith as well. I know the minutes have been down for him there too, but he's going to be a good defensive piece for this team, even in limited minutes. They got some defensive dudes out there. You're seeing a 224.5 total. Thought about recommending that one, but I like Brooklyn straight up here. I get it. You got Chicago perfectly healthy. They've got everybody there besides Dragic, who's going to be questionable. I don't really care about that. Nobody does. But even with Vooch, LaVine, DeRozan, this team didn't really make any moves. They continue to get older, continue to not really make any kind of moves to be a contender in the East. And Brooklyn did a lot of shaking up. But I think there's some chemistry there already that's starting to form. A lot of misfits, a lot of guys who weren't wanted other places. And I get that doesn't show up in the data, but what does is Mikal Bridges could be that dude. He is obviously going to be shooting the ball a lot for this team. 17 for 24 from the field last time around, 4 for 6 from 3. I mean, he was aggressive against Miami, and this team on the other side of Chicago, it's not Miami defensively. That is for damn sure. So I am locking the Brooklyn Nets, just kind of a vengeance tour that we've got. This Brooklyn team, very underrated, I think, by the books to be getting plus money against this Bulls team. I've got this closer to the Nets being minus 125. That, my friends, is called value. We're taking it to Value Town. Lock in Brooklyn money line. Next up, we've got Oklahoma City playing on a back-to-back, going up against the Phoenix Suns, who are playing for one last time without Kevin Durant. Yeah, sounds like Kevin Durant going to be suiting up on Sunday. I'm excited. I bet you're all excited too. But we do have Cameron Payne there, who's questionable. They could be getting a lot healthier very, very quickly. And obviously, Kevin Durant hasn't made his debut yet. But OKC, I don't know. Maybe they rest some guys here on the back-to-back. Either way, I can't really make a case for betting anything here at the moment. I guess you could take a kind of perspective play on the Suns. SGA maybe sits on the back-to-back. That would massively help. You'd have some huge value there, but I don't feel confident enough in anything here. I'm going to be hitting eject on the entire game more than likely. Phoenix money line leaning that way if I got to do something. I'm supposed to give you a pick from every game in the job description. Let me check. Yeah, no, I have to do that. So Phoenix money line, but don't do it. Next up, we have the Rockets. We have Golden State, and Golden State hasn't even tipped off as of this second, but Jonathan Kuminga in that starting lineup. I think they go back to Kevon Looney against a true center like Alperen Şengün, but as of right now, again, they win small. Steve Kerr, he's just such a liar. Let's just be serious. Good coach, but a liar, and I could probably coach with Steph Curry. Hey, shoot the ball at the basket. It's good analysis, but we know what we're doing here because Houston's going to be without some pieces. Jalen Green and Kevin Porter, they're out at the guard spot. Going to be getting something like I don't even want to, Josh Christopher starting? Is that where we're at? Deshaun Knicks? Is that going to be? Whatever. We're not looking at the backcourt. We're looking at the front court with our dude, Alperen Şengün, who sees a massive bump to that assist rate. So much so in the absence of these guards that I gotta be firing a prospective lean on Alperen Şengün. I don't know what the number is. We don't have the triple-double number out yet, but want it on your radar. I have a feeling a sprinkle, just a little Salt Bae might be put on top of it. We'll put it on the mic. It's a little creepy. I didn't like that. But Alperen Şengün triple-double. Think I'm going to like that, but lean for now. Got to see what that number is. And the last game of the night, Sacramento Kings taking on the LA Clippers in LA. Sacramento on a back-to-back. Ivica Zubac's going to be out here for the Clippers, so hey, Mason Plumlee season. Maybe they do try to go small ball and change it up, but Mason Plumlee, he's stretched out, and I'm talking about it like it's an MLB pitcher, but also spring training. Going to be firing up some cards for that. I'm excited for MLB coming up in just over a month. Hopefully you are too. MLB Lindy's leans, likes, and locks going to be fired up for that one. But the The Sacramento side, you never know. Back to back, they could sit some pieces. Everybody played tonight against that lowly Portland team. Maybe they run them out of the gym and get some opportunities to rest some dudes in the fourth quarter, save them up for this Clippers spot. You want to get the freebies when you can, though, because this West is wide open and lots of things can move. Sacramento just continuing to exceed expectations. But the Clipper side, other than Zubats, you got that Russell Westbrook character who's going to be making his debut, and I don't know how to factor it in because he's been a below average NBA player by pretty much every standard. Can't shoot, but this is the right kind of a fit for him. You surround him with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, give him an opportunity to just run rampant, run free, young man. Just create and just get it to shooters. Do that. It's a good idea. Watch me. I could do Ty Lue's job too. Hey, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, play lots of basketball. Even though they don't always do that. But I think they're going to do it tonight against a Sacramento team that maybe rests a piece or two. Just throwing it out there. I like the perspective -6.5 like. Again, just a nice little salt bay on that, but nothing crazy. Save it up. Again, we're on the second half of the NBA season. Lots of news is going to come from the clouds. Be paying close attention to it throughout the day on Friday. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Head to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays on the board for Friday. I'm always checking those out. Love seeing everybody down there giving me some plays myself. I could use a little guidance after Thursday, that's for sure. Hopefully the evening is kind to me. Hopefully it's kind to you as well. But otherwise, Friday, looking forward to it. 8 games on the slate. Hopefully gave you a little bit of a lean on where to go for tomorrow. But check out DraftKings, bet $5, get yourself $150 on any sport when you bet James Madison on the money line. $5 on that, get yourself $150. That will be great stuff. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. And of course, the premium Discord. If you want my premium betting card every single day posted right around 6 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Pacific, check out the video description box below. Use promo code ELINsider. Get yourself 50% off the first week. Whew, got through all of that. I'm excited to see you guys again next week. Aton's got you on the weekend per usual. I'll probably be posting some bets, though, in the weekend for sure. Got to make up for some of the All-Star break stuff for the people. But until Monday, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets this weekend.